Hello everyone. 안녕세요. This is Hangul lesson for beginners. In this series, I will teach you how to read Hangul. And I will also guarantee you that by the end of this series, you will be able to read Hangul. Let's get right into the lesson. First, in order to understand Hangul, you will need to understand these four topics. Vowels and consonants. Patchim. Bending syllables. Combined vowels. So let's start by looking at the Korean vowel and consonant first. First of all, Hangul is a Korean alphabet, same as an alphabet in English. Hangul consists of 10 vowels and 14 consonants, for a total of 24 letters. So let's start with the vowels. There are 10 vowels in Hangul. First, I will read these 10 vowels, so please listen it carefully. A, ya, o, yo, o, yo, u, e. Now let's take a closer look on each sound. Starting from the first vowel, a. The second is ya. The third is o. The fourth is yo. The fifth is o. The sixth is yo. The seventh is u. The eighth is u. The ninth is u. The 10th is e. Now, I'm sure some of you must have noticed that there are similar sounds here. The sound of number 3, o, and number 5, o. And the sound of number 4, yo, and number 6, yo. At last, the sounds of number 7, u, and number 9, u. They are similar sounds, but their pronunciations are slightly different. Let's compare it and take a look at the difference of each pronunciation. Starting from third vowel, o, and fifth vowel, o sounds. To pronounce this third vowel, o, drop your jaw and say o. And to pronounce this fifth vowel, o, make a small circle with your lips and say o. You will need a practice to be able to pronounce it correctly. So far, now just understand it briefly. Next is the fourth vowel, yo, and sixth vowel, yo sounds. To pronounce this fourth vowel, yo, drop your jaw and say yo. Same as the third one. And to pronounce this sixth vowel, yo, make a small circle with your lips and say yo. Same as the fifth one. The fourth vowel, yo, sounds lower and not clear compared to the sixth one. Yo. Yo. Next is the seventh vowel, u, and ninth vowel, u sounds. To pronounce this seventh vowel, u, make a small circle with your lips and say u. And to pronounce this ninth vowel, u, pull your mouth horizontally and say u. It is difficult to understand for English speakers, so watch this video a few times. For now, just understand that there is a difference in each sound. Now, once again, let's read it together. A, ya, o, yo, o, yo, u, e. Now, let's look at the consonants. As we explained earlier, there are 14 consonants. Korean syllables have at least one vowel and one consonant together. Hangul becomes a syllable only when vowels and consonants are combined. there is no such a thing as a Hangul with only vowels or only consonants, so be careful. Now, let's look at the sound of the 8th consonant, the sound of circle. This 8th consonant does not have a sound, I mean empty sound. So when you combine it with a vowel, you only need read the sound of vowel. Now, let's try reading some words in Hangul. How do you read this word, child? I is A plus E. I. Does it make sense to you? Next one is cucumber. Oi. O plus E. Oi. Some people may know this, but oi kimchi is a cucumber kimchi, which is a popular dish in Korea. And how about this one? Margin. Yoyu. Yo plus you. Yoyu. How was it? It is not that difficult as you thought, right? Hangul is actually easy to read if you just combine vowels and consonants like this. Now, let's look at the consonants that have sounds. This sound has a K or G sound. I'm sure that some of you got confused to know that there are two sounds in one letter. But please think like this. If this consonant is used in the first letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiceless K sound. But if this consonant is used in the second or later letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiced G sound. For example, furniture, kagu, is ka plus gu, kagu, like this. It is initial consonant in the first letter, so you can read it as K sound. Next one, meat, kogi, is ko plus gi, kogi. I'm sure you've heard this word bulgogi, right? Bulgogi is a Korean barbecue. How about baseball? Yagu is ya plus gu, yagu. As you can see, even if a consonant has a sound, you can easily read it by just adding the sound of that consonant. Next one is sound of N. Fu, nugu, is nu plus gu, nugu. And next, go out. Nagayo is na plus ga plus yo, nagayo. And sister, Nuna is nu plus na, nuna. Are you with me? Let's keep going. Next is the TD sound. This is same as the KG sound. If this consonant is used in the first letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiceless T sound. But if this consonant is used in the second or later letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiced D sound. Now, let's read the word go in Hangul. Kada is ka plus da, kada. Next one, where. Odi is o plus d, odi. One more, shoes. Kudu is ku plus du, kudu. Next, let's look at the L sound. By the way, there is no English R sound in Korean, so just don't think about difference between R or L sound. Okay, first word is as, uri, u plus b, uri. And next one is country, nara, which is na plus la, nara. Have you ever heard of the word urinara? It literally means our country, which indicates the Republic of Korea. Memorizing these kind of terms would come in handy one day. Okay, let's continue. Road, toro, is to plus ro, toro. Let's look at the next M sound. Tree, namu, is na plus mu, namu. Mother, omoni, is o plus mo plus ni, omoni. Sweet potato, koguma, would be ko plus gu plus ma, goguma. Keep in mind that the second KG sound is a voiced G sound, not a K sound. Okay, next is a PB sound, same as a KG and TD sound. If this consonant is used in the first letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiceless P sound. And if this consonant is used in the second or later letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiced D sound. Tofu, tubu, would be tu plus bu, tubu. That's right, I'm sure you've heard of a dish called sundubuchige. And next one, butterfly. Nabi is na plus b, nabi. Ocean. Pada is pa plus da, pada. Next is the S sound. Cow, so is one letter, so. Sushi, sushi is su plus shi, sushi. Bus, hosu is ho plus su, hosu. Let's move on to the CH-J sound. Same as a KG and TD and PB sound. If this consonant is used in the first letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiceless CH sound. If this consonant is used in the second or later letter of the vocabulary, it will be a voiced J sound. Woman, yoja is yo plus ja, yoja. Father, aboji is a plus bo plus ji, aboji. Chogori, chogori is cho plus go plus ri, chogori. And this is the last consonant, the H sound. Waist, hori is ho plus ri, hori. Toilet paper, hyuji is hyu plus ji, hyuji. Afternoon, ofu is o plus fu, ofu. These are the consonants that are called the basic consonant. Now, some of you might have noticed it, but there are some consonants that we still haven't covered yet. In fact, there are 3 types of consonants: basic consonants, strong consonants, double consonants. So, by now, we have covered all of the basic consonants. Let's look at the strong and double consonants and finish the lesson. Now, let's start with the strong consonants. Strong consonant is pronounced by exceeding strongly. It is pronounced with a big burst of air. These strong consonants look similar to the basic consonants that we learned earlier. Not only the letter itself, but the pronunciation is also similar to the basic consonants. Cha, cha, ka, ka, ta, ta, pa, pa. As we learned earlier, the sound of the basic consonant used in the first letter of the vocabulary would be voiceless. The sound of the basic consonants used in the second or later letter of the vocabulary would be voiced. However, keep in mind that the strong consonant would always be a voiceless sound. Also, to make it easier to distinguish the basic consonant from the strong consonant, it might be better to understand the basic consonant as a voiced sound. These pronunciation differences are explained in various ways by different teaching materials and instructors. So if you are a beginner, don't go too deeply into it for now, but just have a general understanding. Now, let's read some words and practice it. First, let's look at the CH sound. Chili pepper, kochu, is ko plus chu, kochu. Have you heard of gochujang? It is a red chili paste, which is used a lot in Korean dishes. And next one is train. kicha, which is ki plus cha, kicha. And next, skirt, chima, is chi plus ma, chima. I'm sure you've heard of chima chogori too. Next one is K sound. Cookie, cookie, is ku plus ki, cookie. And next, casino, casino, is ka plus ji plus no, casino. And another one is code, code, which is ko plus d, code. Next is the T sound. Acorn, totori, is to plus d, totori. And toast, toast, is to plus t, toast. Picture, tooth, is tu plus su, tooth. Next is P sound. Pizza, pizza, is p plus ja, pizza. And another one is coffee, copy, ko plus p, copy. Apartment, apart, is a plus pa plus t, apart. How was it? That's all with the strong consonant. To recap, the basic consonant is a voiced sound, while the strong consonant is a voiceless sound. Now, let's look at the final consonant, the double consonant. Once this is done, we have covered all the vowels and consonants in Hangul. Now, let's get started. Like the strong consonant, the double consonant is also pronounced with a harder and stiffer voice, with tensing your mouth. However, unlike the strong consonant, double consonants are pronounced with less air. Unfortunately, there is no equivalent sound in English for it, and that is one of the reasons why people are having a hard time pronouncing these sounds. It is not something that can be mastered in one day, so keep practicing it every day. Now, let's compare with the strong consonant. Listen carefully. Ka, ka, ta, da, pa, ba, sa, sa, cha, ja. How was it? Pretty much the same, isn't it? It is a difficult sound to pronounce it, but if you can't pronounce it, the word itself will not make any sense and will not be understood by the Korean people. So how do we pronounce it? Knowing how to use the mouth and throat from the early stage in learning will make a big difference in your future Korean language development. So for those of you who are watching this video and having a hard time pronouncing the word, don't be too much stressed out about it. Even if you cannot pronounce it, just knowing the general idea of the double consonant is fine. Now let's see how to pronounce these double consonants. Double consonants are pronounced with a harder and stiffer voice with tensing your mouth. With that in mind, try and take a short quick pause before saying the word. For example, when you look at the English pronunciation of this word, ori, you can see that another K added in front of the strong consonant, ko sound that you learned earlier. It is difficult to understand this pronunciation, but the best way to practice this sound is use the word that has a letter before the double consonant. Like a word makgeolli, a Korean liquor. When you say makgeolli, actual pronunciation is to be a double consonant, like makgeolli. First, just simply say this word makgeolli, and makgeolli, makgeolli, ori, ori. Try not to say the first mak sound. Close your throat tightly and release it when you pronounce it. The strong consonant is the sound that comes out from your mouth. However, The double consonant is an explosive sound that comes out from your throat. So with that in mind, let's practice some words with double consonants. The first double consonant is a KK sound. As we saw earlier, tail, 꼬리 is O plus D, 꼬리. And put out, 끄다 is 끄 plus 다, 끄다. And next one is earlier, 아까, which is 아 plus 까, 아까, like this. Now let's look at the TT sound. Again, 또 would be TTO, 또. And the ear of the ox, 소띠, is 소 plus 띠, 소띠. Next, try 3 letters. Follow. 따르다 is 따 plus 르 plus 다, 따르다. Next is the PP sound. Brother. 오빠 is O plus 빠, 오빠. Busy. 바빠요 is 바 plus 빠 plus 요, 바빠요. Next is the SS sound. To use right where. 쓰다 is 쓰 plus 다, 쓰다. And another one is expensive. 비싸요 would be 비 plus 싸 plus 요, 비싸요. Now this is the last one, the CCH sound. Salty, 짜다 is 짜 plus 다, 짜다. A little bit difficult, but try to 4 letters. Crouch, 쭈그리다 is 쭈 plus 그 plus 리 plus 다, 쭈그리다. How was it? You will definitely need to practice it in order to fully understand these differences. Now, let's wrap up this consonants and vowels lesson by recapping what we have learned in this video. It might be easier to memorize it if you have a brief understanding of each pronunciation as a vowel. Alright, now we have covered all the vowels and consonants in Hangul. In the next video, we will be learning about the Patchim. Keep studying and see you soon.